Greetings, people of the internet. I'm Scott with Serkworks Art Labs. Welcome to the underground laboratory where we create robots, aliens, zombies, and other imminent threats to humanity. Happy New Year, everyone. Yes, it is the start of 2017, a brand new year. So what do we do? What does everyone do when a new year is beginning? We start to think about what? We start to think about making those New Year's resolutions. So I'm not really one for New Year's resolutions because, as a lot of people know, they make these resolutions. Oh, I want to be a millionaire, or I want to, you know, maybe not that, but no, I want to say I want to get into shape, okay? But there's a lot of times they just kind of fall by the wayside because people don't really have a plan. There's no measurable aspect to saying I want to get into shape. So instead of just making these kind of resolutions, because we do want to progress, we want to accomplish things, but I think there's a better way of doing that, and that is just setting goals, measurable goals. So that's something, and it's not something you just want to do in the new year. That's something you want to do year round, and you want to constantly be adding to your goals and changing them, and kind of you know, stepping back and saying, well, this may be what I felt at the beginning of the year. Maybe that's not exactly what I want to do, but this over here, I find myself enjoying this. And it's not just like one thing. You know, you want to set a few different goals, a few different things, and you want to put steps along the way to how you can accomplish those. So that's what we do here in the art lab. Now, what is Serkworks all about? You know that we are a mad science supply company. So a lot of the people that purchase stuff from our store and everything are aspiring evil geniuses, super villains, mad scientists, things like that. So what is they? I mean, they all have goals. They all have probably one goal, and that is world domination. Now that is a very, very lofty goal. You don't have to make a goal that lofty, but it doesn't hurt to set your sights big, okay? So being in the business and catering to evil geniuses and things like that, we provide like inspirational art prints and things like that, and we provide, you know, whether it's a blueprint to how to build a death ray, all that kind of stuff, lab products, things like that to get you along your way. We can help you along those ways, and that's what you need. You need these little steps, but you need a plan, and that's something that in the new year, another thing that I'm thinking about is maybe coming up with sort of a plan for evil geniuses on how to take over the world. But we'll talk about that later. Right now, that is one of those pie in the sky things. I've got a lot of other goals that I have in mind that I want to accomplish, and we're going to talk a little bit about that, and we're going to talk about how I set these goals. And in the past, I've done a lot of just checklists. Just a huge list of things like, oh, I'm going to do this, and then to check it out as you do it. And it's somewhat effective, but I need a new system. So I've been working on a new system, and it's probably similar to something maybe you've heard before, or programs that you've used before to help you along the way. But I'm going to kind of show you. I'm going to use a program called Trello, and I've used this program before. I've used a lot of kind of time management programs or task management programs because I've done a lot of work in the past as far as freelance illustration and things like that. So I've used, it just, sometimes it depends on what the client uses. Oh, we want to all be on the same page, so you can use this. So I've used things like Trello, and then I've used Asana and things like that. Trello is free, it's fairly simple, and it can kind of be whatever you make of it. So I started setting up some of my goals and things, and some of the landmarks along the way to follow to kind of hit those goals. So I want to go and talk to you a little bit about that. I'm going to actually bring up the program and show you kind of what I have, and hopefully inspire you to start setting your own goals. And you don't have to do it the way I do it, but you want to find a plan. You want to find something better than just, oh, I'm going to do this and not have any way of achieving those goals other than just sheer luck. So now another thing that we can do here in the art lab, because we're always working on new inventions and things like that. And of course, one of the inventions that you know a lot about, I'm sure you've heard about it before if you're not new to this channel, is the paralleloscope. So we have the ability to tap into these alternate timelines where maybe I can view somebody, an alternate reality version of myself who may be further along in his what's a word I'm looking for, and just accomplishing his goals. So we can go there, we can kind of borrow and stuff from there, we can tune into all these different realities. You don't have that luxury, so we have to find something a little more of a real world approach to doing that. So that's what we're going to do, but we are going to use the paralleloscope to check in on an alternate reality version of myself, who is kind of putting together this Trello thing. So we're going to go away from the art lab, we're going to go back into the real world, something probably closer to where you guys are, and we're going to check in with a alternate timeline version of myself, and he's going to do all the explaining on what he's doing to set up his goals for the new year and beyond. So let's go to it. Let's go to the paralleloscope. Hey everyone, okay, so this is Trello, and it's available on mobile. It's also, there's a desktop version, an online version. Just Google Trello, that's Trello, and it's a fairly popular program. You guys have probably heard of it. If you haven't, then you will here. Okay, so this is my board, and I'm just going to kind of give a brief overview. So I started kind of doing this just recently. I kind of lost my Trello board. I still had an account. I realized I went back in, I was going to sign up for a new account, and I still had one from back when I was working on a client project or whatever. So I recently started taking all my tasks, and this is still in the beginning process. There's still a lot more that I want to do, but that's the cool thing, is that it's customizable. So I can go in and I can make new boards, new tasks, new cards, and everything like that. So let me kind of show you. So this is the interface. It's fairly simple. You have these things called boards, and you can go deep as you want, or you can keep it simple or whatever. But these are my different boards. I've got 100 days of making comics, art projects, business tasks, family, goals for 2017, health, home projects, online store, recreation, Serkworks website, Serkworks YouTube channel, social media, and a weekly to-do list. And I can keep adding to these, but I think that's good for now. I'm not going to go into all these different boards, but the ones I do want to show you, first and foremost, I'm going to go to the goals board. So within each board, you have these little, hopefully I'm getting the terminology right, but you have boards, and then you have these cards. So let's see. So here's the different boards, I guess. Again, terminology I'm not too sure about. This isn't so much a tutorial. There's plenty of tutorials on this program, but I just want to show you kind of how to achieve your art goals, and this is one of the ways to do it the way that I'm doing it right now. So anyway, so here's my different boards. So I've got goals for today. I broke this up into different ways. Goals for today, goals for the week, goals for the month, goals for the year, and then I've got two goals for the year. I've got goals for the year Serkworks, so that's like the business, and goals for the year personal. And then I got another board called Done, and then I've got a wish list, and then I've got one called reoccurring task, which are just, the reoccurring task is just things that pop up all the time. There's things like pay bills, do laundry, vacuum, wash dishes, those type of things. They're, and again, this is basically going to be my life here. So it's every little thing. I'm not gonna, I mean, certainly you can veer off and do certain things spontaneously, so you don't have to be a slave to this. But I do want, if I want to try to schedule out my day, so I really need to vacuum today. I really need to do all these little tasks that you do, like weekly tasks. So that's under reoccurring task. So that's how I have set mine up. You can set yours up anyway, but you can start by pretty much dumping all like your major goals into the goals for the year. And so what I've got here, and there's a few different ways that I've done this, and I've put little annotations here. So my big goals, finish Young and the Dead, my comic book series, issue 4. Double my subscriber count on YouTube. That's one of my goals, and I would hopefully like to even surpass that, but that's the goal I'm shooting for. It could be difficult. It's hard to tell with YouTube because I think once things start getting rolling, the growth will be exponential, because some people can get the amount of followers that I have in like weeks or even less for these big YouTubers. So, but for me as a small YouTuber, I don't even know if I want to categorize myself as a YouTuber yet, because I'm not even, I'm still very, very much in the beginning of this. But anyway, but I do want to grow, and that's part of it. So I want to at least double my subscriber count. So, and then another one is 25% more products on my online store. So right now I have about 50 different products. So I want to get, I want to get around maybe 20 more products in my online store. So that's quite a decent amount of products, because they take a while to make. I've got prints, I've got all kinds of different products and everything. You can go to serkworks.com and check those out if you don't know what I'm talking about. Another one that I kind of in an alternate reality somewhere kind of alluded to was the design master planner. And this is an idea I have, and this is kind of one of those I don't want to say it's pie in the sky, like it's really unachievable, but it's one of those things that I may not get around to it, but I want to put it in because it is definitely one of those things that I want to get. I want to at least make progress or do some things towards it. But that is to come up with a planner that is kind of tongue-in-cheek, but could be, how to take over the world. But it's also like a physical planner, kind of like what we're doing here, but a way to achieve goals. And then it's going to have very, again, tongue-in-cheek, that's going to have the little quotes from like evil geniuses and things like that. These are just the beginning stages, but that's one of the ideas that I have, and we'll see. The other one is an art book. So I've got all kinds of sketches and things that I've collected, and that I want to put together in a book. And the main thing is, most of the artwork, a lot of the artwork is done, but it needs to be designed. I need to do graphic design and everything, and I want to do it full color, so it may have to be a Kickstarter involved. And also there's a comic book that's going to be happening around there. So some of but these are the big goals, and what I've done is I've indicated those. You can add, you can add these little labels. So I just added a color label. So these ones here that you see here with these little color labels, those are my big goals. And then I have smaller little type of goals, more tasks that I need to do. Stuff like set up my backup drive. That's something I got to do to back up my computer system, design new buttons and packaging, organize my fonts, all little things like that. Those aren't like major goals, but they're things that I definitely want to do. And the main key to the way Trello works is you can drag and drop these to different boards and everything. So you can, if you finish a task, you can drag it to done. You can drag it from day to day. If you don't accomplish something one day, you can move it. And I'll show you how to do that when I go to my weekly plan here. And then I've got my main personal goals. One of them is to lose 10 to 15 pounds. So last year I lost 20 pounds. And again, going back to these New Year's resolutions, there was definitely a plan involved in how to do that. I followed a very regimented structure and everything, so I was able to achieve that goal. I do want to lose more weight. The reason why I didn't put a specific amount, as far as I want to lose 15 pounds, I kept it between 10 to 15, because I want to lose 10 and then I want to see how I feel, and then maybe decide to lose 5 more. So and then home improvements. I got a lot of home improvements that I want to make. So those are some of my major goals. And then under the personal, I've got other things like put away Christmas decorations. It is the beginning of the year, and I've already started on that. Take down lights, Goodwill drop-offs, all these little things like that I want to do. So anyway, so that's this is my goals for 2007 board. Now I want to go back here, and this is my weekly to do. So this is kind of the main board. There's all these other things that I'll kind of drag and drop into these that have different categories. Like for instance, the 100 Days of Making Comics. I go really deep. I talk about all the different things I need to do for the videos and ideas I have for different episodes, all that stuff, along with the YouTube channel. So I've got boards for all those different things. So you can expand this as much as you want. All right. But so for my weekly to do, it's basically, I've got a board for every day of the week here. So Monday through Sunday, because I pretty much work all week. Now I do take breaks and I do go out and do stuff with my family and my girlfriend and stuff like that. but I usually I don't like to just be sitting doing nothing. So if I'm on my phone, I try to find something I can do on my phone or whatever. So I've got Monday through Sunday, and then I've got a someday, which I haven't added anything, but these are just things that I want to get around to sometime. Just a little board I haven't done anything with yet. And then I've got the done board. So for instance, we're gonna look at Monday today. So Monday, as I'm recording this, it's Monday. So my first thing is record a voiceover for my 100 days outro. So basically what that is at the end of each one of my 100-day videos, I'm gonna say, please subscribe, do all that kind of stuff. So I've done that. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna drag this over to my done folder. So that is done. See how easy that is, and complete 100-day video template. So the video with the intro and the outro, I've completed that. So again, I'm going to drag that over to my done. We're going to go back here. What else? Create thumbnails for 100 days, round 1. So what that is, when I did my first 100 days, it was early on when I first started YouTube, so I didn't really have any fancy thumbnails, and that stuff does help kind of grow the channel, and I want the channel to look nice, so I want to go back, but that's 100 videos, so that's a big task to undertake. So the way to do that is to break it down, and this is where we can go a little deeper with Trello. With each board, we have these cards, so each one of these are cards. So we've got create thumbnails for 100 days of making comics. So there's 100 of them. So I'm going to click on this, and you can add different things, like you can add attachments, like, you know, like if you need a PNG or anything like that, you can attach this. And the other thing I want you guys to know, now I'm not going to be using this, but if you do this for freelance, if you're working with a project, if you got other people on board, or if you have other people, you can share one of these boards and you can communicate back and forth. And that's really when it's really effective that way, but I'm kind of a one-man show here, so I'm not going to worry about that so much, at least not right now. But anyway, so I've got a checklist, and if you can look here, I don't know how you can see how big it is on the screen, but I've got thumbs 1 through 25. That's already crossed out, so I already created those. Thumbs 1 through 26. I've already created that. No, I guess gotta go back and let you guys know that what this is a checklist. So I added a checklist to this particular card. You can add labels, checklists, attachments, due dates. So if there's a certain time you have to have it done, you can add that. And there's all kinds of different things you can add. And this is really, like I said, there's all kinds of tutorials on Trello out there. Just go to YouTube and search, and they can explain it a little more in depth. But again, I'm just talking about creating art goals and how I do it, and hopefully you can maybe apply this if this is a system you think might work for you. So I've got, now here I've got thumbs 51 through 75, which I just completed, but it's not crossed off yet. So I'm gonna put a little check mark there, and as you can see, that this checklist, it's got a little status bar, and the more I check off of here, it's getting close to done. So now I've got, 25 more to do before all those are done. So again, these little small tasks. It's the same way when I'm creating my comic books. Instead of just shooting for a graphic novel or a trade, instead of doing that, I put out issues. So there's a benchmark to meet. So you don't, because that way it breaks the thing down, because it's like, you know, the adage, how do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. So you do it, you in order to accomplish your goals, you want to create little goals, and then and it gives you that sense of accomplishment, and like, this is happening, this is moving, I can do this. If you just have this huge goal, I mean, it's just going to seem so big that and that's when people give up. So it's just not a wise way to do that. And a lot of this stuff is self-explanatory, but you know, sometimes it needs, I mean, even I need some reminding on doing this, because before, just the regular checklist, it wasn't doing as well. So I'm going to go back to a system like this. Anyway, so anyway, I crossed that out. So I can't move this over because the whole thing's not done. I've got other things here. Jogging 25 minutes. I did that. Let's go back here. Let's see what else. Workout on my rowing machine. I did that. And some of these are like daily tasks. Put away Christmas decorations. I did that. I split that up into 2 because I haven't taken down all the lights, because I've got to pigeon-proof my roof while I'm up there, so I'm not going to do that until next weekend. Vacuum, did that. So a lot of these are just like house chores and things like that, but I'm just going to do this while you guys are here. So clean. I wonder if I can double-click on that. I guess not. Let's see. Clean kitchen, did that. And as you see, as we do this, as you start moving the things over, it feels, you get that sense of accomplishment. Laundry, did that. Where are we at? Pay bills. Did that. And so we've almost cleared this board. And here what we have, a setting goals video, and that's what I'm doing right here. So I can't check that out yet because it's not done. But once this video is up and uploaded and everything, then I can do that. Now, as you can see, again, we've got one of these little checklists, and there's a little indication right here. If I click on here, I've got a checklist and it says write outline, which was very brief. I don't write a whole lot of outlines when I do these videos. Shoot intro, I already did that before. I'm doing this part. Shoot screen cap. What is the screen cap? I'm trying to remember what that is. Oh yeah, the videos that I'm taking right now of the actual, the actual Trello board. Create thumbnail, which I have to do after this. So all these different things, create keywords, upload video, share on social, all that stuff. So basically that is that. And then my last thing is make meals for Wednesday and Tuesday and again, I'm mixing personal stuff. It all goes in here. With the diet that I'm on right now, I got to make meals to bring to work, and I've got to bring 2 days worth, and it takes a long time to put these things together because I'm actually going to my girlfriend's tomorrow night, so I won't be around somewhere where I can make my dinner, or my lunches, so I got to do all that. But anyway, that's personal stuff. But work that into it. Try to work everything into that. So I'm going to go back to my main board. I don't know. I mean, I can go on into all of these other things, but it's kind of more of the same. I've got my family board, my health board, my online stores. So if I don't know, if I click on this, what do I have here? There's not a lot yet. So some of these I still need to fill in. But say 100 days of making comics. Here's my 100 days of making comics board. And the way I broke this one up is I've got Young and the Dead issue 4, and basically all the steps that it takes to create a comic. Breakdown, outlines, mind maps, scripts, thumbnails, pencils, inks, all that stuff. So there's cards for each of those, and as I start getting into it, I can break those down into checklist. Tasks. I've got record show openings for the 100 days videos because I'm gonna record I think maybe 1 or 2 weeks worth of the openings that are in the underground lair first, because I'm not always at home, so I don't always have access to that studio. So I'm gonna record those, get them on my phone, so wherever I am, I'm gonna plug this into my video and do all that. And then here, record VO for 100 day outro, which I talked about before. That's done. So I was hoping when I copied those that it would actually send it to a done, but I'm gonna move that over to task completed. And some of the other tasks I have are the 100 day thumbnails, the outro card, all that stuff. So yeah, so it's a good thing to go back and revisit it. But I can go on and on with all these different boards. I've got topics for different videos, different B-roll footage that I want to take when I'm out and about, all that kind of stuff that I'm going to add to my videos. So anyway, so that's Trello. That's how I use it. But whatever works for you. I mean, there's tons of information online, but the main thing is just don't go about it, haphazardly. Don't just. You've gotta make a plan in order to make these goals work. As anyone who has had any kind of success will tell you, they've had some kind of a plan. Most of the time it just doesn't happen, just out of sheer luck. I wouldn't bank on that anyway. So anyway, that's how I do things. Hopefully this was helpful, and if you guys have questions, I want to know what are your goals for the new year? What things do you have plans, and how do you plan to achieve those? If you got a better system than this, let me know. Maybe I'll adopt some of the things from that. But I would like to know. So hit me up in the comments section and let me know. So anyway, yeah, that'll do it for the night. If there's anything that I miss or I scan through real quick, just also you can ask me questions. I'm pretty good about getting back to people, so let me know. And with that, I'm gonna say that is all. Hey everyone, thanks for joining me here in the Art Lab. There's a lot of other great content on the channel, so click that subscribe button and you won't miss a thing. If you're an aspiring evil genius, visit Serkworks.com for all your mad science supply needs. And if you want to contact me, hit me up in the comments section or follow me on social media. I'm looking forward to it. I'll see you then.